The four were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located.
The true crime story that sent shockwaves across the country.
All of us are shaken.
4 murders, and then the guys just running around on loose is a little unnerving.
The victims, 4 college students.
Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee.
I miss her smile. She was so giving.
Positive and fun, and we love her and miss her so much.
Now, a PhD criminology student accused of the murders.
How you feeling, Bryan?
Detectives arrested 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing today?
Every inquiring mind wants to know why. Why would Bryan Kohberger do this?
The maximum penalty is death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
Plus, the evidence.
On that knife sheath was DNA, likely left there by the killer.
Including those 12 times when he's hanging around this house. You better have a pretty good reason for this.
Guess what? The defendant, the suspect, the accused, what does he drive? A white Elantra.
The way that we have been convicting Kohberger is absolutely appalling and disgusting.
I want all the evidence out. I want it to be clear.
If I'm the parent of one of these 4 kids, he is the boogeyman.
I try not to think too much about any of the darker side of the aspects. I just try to stay positive. There'll be days where I have to focus on the negativity, but today's not one of them. I miss her smile and that she was so giving. When she came home, she was always giving me a hug, always making sure she got a hug before she left the house. Just the simple things. These girls were born 14 days apart. We loved them both so much. It was a great, great story, and I'm sad that it ended, and we lost them both at the same time. I'll never see this car as mine. She paid for it. She felt like this was a super cute car.
It was emotional riding with Steve in Kaylee's car on her birthday. We saw that vehicle at that home each day inside the crime scene tape. Kaylee and her friends Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were stabbed to death at the University of Idaho. And that car was part of the reason Kaylee was in town that weekend of the murders.
When she bought her car, it wasn't her birthday, but it was a gift that she gave herself because she just got a new job. So I remember her being super excited for that and, you know, showing Maddie and driving down there and showing her friends off with it.
Those friends, Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, Dylan Mortensen, and Bethany Funk, all lived together in the house on King Road, along with Kaylee's dog, Murphy.
Murphy, you've been a bad boy!
There's a video of all 5 of the girls together in the home posted just 2 weeks before the murders. They're laughing, making fun of each other, imitating each other.
Did anybody do their chores today? I'm just gonna do it. You didn't get out of here. You seriously gotta get out of here. You're stinking the out.
If you look back at their moments, you can actually see their whole lives. These girls really did do the social media stuff.
Get down. Get down.
And these girls, you know, they were everywhere, so people got a taste and a look and a feel of who they really were. I think people connected with that. And then if you go back, you can see, like, I hate to say it, but like the last hours of their lives.
Those last hours included 2 photos posted by Kaylee. On one of them, she wrote, "One lucky girl to be surrounded by these people." According to investigators, that last night, Ethan and Xana go to a party at the Sigma Chi house. They're there till about 1:45 a.m. that morning. Maddie and Kaylee go downtown Moscow, to a bar called the Corner Club. And then about 1:30 a.m., they walk to a food truck to grab a bite to eat.
And then what was the back?
Don't forget to remove the spoon.
Carbonara.
The carbonara back of the week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click see rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you do not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
$10 per round.
So about 10 minutes later, the video shows Maddie reaching to grab the food they ordered. Kaylee has her cell phone up as if she's filming the moment. They're laughing with each other until you see them run out of the frame. By 2 a.m., all 5 girls and Ethan Chapin were back at the house on King Road. In just over 2 hours, 4 of the 6 would be dead.
Everybody here? My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department. I'm going to be reading from my notes today because I want the information you received to be extremely accurate. The 4 were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence. Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims.
Right away, I think everyone knew this was going to be a big story. I mean, you've got 4 college students taken down at once inside the same home, and the chief comes out pretty quickly and says, listen, no forced entry here. This was a targeted, isolated attack. So most of us thought it should be solved pretty quickly, but that's not what happened here.
We need to make sure we clarify. Okay. Have them restart this feed or... We arrived in Moscow just days after the murders, and you could immediately sense that this was a community on edge, and you could understand why. 4 young people have been brutally murdered, and nobody knows why, and nobody knows who's responsible. I actually met a group of professors from the University of Idaho. They were out for a bike ride, and they really summed up what the community was going through.
It has deeply affected all our students and our faculty and our staff, and it's been just a struggle to get through this last week. So,
how hungry is this university, this town, for answers?
Very much so. The fact that there isn't an answer makes this even worse, you know.
All of us are shaken. I've heard from people all across the country talking about this tragedy. It's a small college town. We all know each other. People in the community knew these students, so everybody's affected one way or another. And part of it's because we just don't know anything yet.
We also met the prosecuting attorney, Bill Thompson. Any new details?
Nothing that I can share.
How was the crime scene?
I can't talk about it. Everybody's working together. The investigation is still active, absolutely.
How long they're gonna stay here at the home?
Don't know, as long as they need to.
I ended up sitting down with Bill Thompson in his office, and remember, they had not identified a suspect, and a lot of people were wondering, are they going to solve this? And it was one of his answers to me that made me think they know a lot more than what they're saying.
Would you feel safe having a child living near or on campus?
I would, but I say that knowing that many people would not. And I'm probably I'm in a different situation because of the information and the knowledge that I have of how the investigation is progressing.
Coming up, weeks go by without an arrest.
Just your mind has to spin like, okay, what is going on, you know?
Some people can commit crimes, and there is no justice for that family.
What the families and public didn't know about the investigation.
Partly under her body, partly under her comforter, on her bed, likely left there by the killer